everybody, Morgan with the Van Answer here, and today I'm making this rainbow-inspired quick link pillar. I'll show you how to build this as well as some tips and tricks I learned along the way. So follow along and I'll show you how to make this. The supplies you'll need for today's project include an inflator as well as a hand pump, and I'm also using my balloon sizer box, which I'll have the video linked up above if you'd like to make one for yourself. I'm also using an assortment of balloons in Qualitex's Tropical Mix in both 5-inch and 11-inch, so one bag of each of those will get you covered with all the colors you'll need. I'll also be using these 12-inch quick links, a 260 balloon, and this fun rainbow foil to go on top. I've laid out all of my balloons in order from the base of the pillar all the way up to my rainbow topper, and you notice that all of my rainbow colored latex are in groups of 4 because we'll be assembling quads for all of these different colors. And if you'd like, in the description box below I have a layout of the entire pillar as well as the sizes of all the balloons you'll need to inflate these to. I'm going to take my first two 11-inch balloons and create a water weight with these. So I have a balloon stick here, but you could also use the eraser end of a pencil. I'm going to slide the first balloon over the end and pull it tight, and use that stick to help guide the balloon inside the other balloon. And this just makes this process so much easier. I'm going to run this over to the faucet and fill it with water, but you could always fill this with sand if you'd prefer that. So now I've got this filled with water and tied off, we're going to set it aside and start working on some of our quick link balloons. I'm going to fully inflate these and then deflate them just until they fit inside the 9-inch hole on my box. I'm going to repeat this with the bottommost layer of my pillar, and those will be 9 inches, so all the orange balloons you see here will be 9 inches, and then that second layer in the pillar, I'll inflate those balloons to 8 inches. I'll do the same thing for my top two most layers of latex balloons in the pillar, so they will also be inflated to 9 inches and 8 inches as well. Once all of those 11-inch balloons are inflated to the correct sizes, we're going to start putting them together into quads. To do that, you're going to take your first two balloons and bring them together really snugly, twist the nozzle around twice, and tie it off. Now you do want to make sure you leave a lot of nozzle on the ends because we'll be using that to secure things together later. Now you'll go ahead and make 2 of these pairs, and you're going to bring them together in this cross section so that the nozzles touch, and then twist 2 of those balloons together, and that's going to lock them together into a quad. Now we're going to go ahead and repeat this with all of our larger balloons in the same fashion. So now we can finally assemble the base of this pillar. I'm going to take that water weight balloon, wrap it in between some of those balloons, and then take the nozzles of an orange balloon and off of my yellow balloon and tie those snugly together. Now once those are secured, we're going to take our next level, which is our 8-inch balloons, and with the nozzles of some of those 8-inch balloons and a nozzle from the 9-inch balloons, I'm just going to tie those together, and that's going to secure this as one unit to make up our base. Next, I'm going to take all of my 5-inch balloons and inflate them to 4 pumps each. Now the number of pumps isn't really specific. The most important thing is that they're all consistent in size. Now I'm going to take these and make them into quads just like we did with the larger balloons. So take 2 of them together, tie them into a pair, and then take 2 of those pairs, twist them together, making sure the nozzles touch to make a quad. I've chosen this 22-inch foil as the topper for my balloon pillar, but you do want to keep in mind the weight of the topper you put on this pillar. Because there is no support pole in the center, you're relying on all your tight knots and the secureness of the balloons to make sure this pillar stands up straight, so you don't want to put something too heavy on top. If you were worried about the flexibility of that, you could fill this with helium, and that would take a lot of the weight off of the top of this pillar if it looked like it was being a little tipsy. Once I've inflated this, I'm going to take one of my 260s and tie it to the nozzle so I can secure it to the pillar later. Now I am going to make a little cloud here because the nozzle of my foil balloon is right in the center of the arch. You can see it pretty prominently when I tie it to the top of the pillar, so I'm going to disguise that by taking a couple of these 5-inch balloons and filling them to an assortment of sizes, and I'm just going to tie them together into a group of 5 so it looks like a little cloud, and I'll use this to hide the nozzle of my foil balloon. Now we're ready to assemble the pillar. So here's the base we made earlier, and to that I'm going to add our first small quad, and I'm going to take a nozzle from one of those pink balloons and wrap it in and out of a couple of those purple balloons, and then take a nozzle from one of those purple balloons and tie it together. The success of this pillar comes from everything being tied together really snugly, especially when it comes to adding the quick link balloons. If the latex balloons aren't nestled together really snugly, the pillar will begin to tilt sideways. So to help mitigate that, we're going to take the first quick link and wrap it really snugly between some of those purple balloons, and then take the nozzle from the quick link and tie it to a nozzle from one of the pink balloons below. And that tension will help this pillar stand up straight. Now I'm going to add the second quick link balloon by taking the link on the top of the lower balloon and the nozzle of the upper balloon. I'm going to twist it around a couple times and then tie it securely together. Now, even though these balloons are tied together, it's going to be kind of floppy. To stabilize that, I'm going to take one of our 5-inch quads and slide it right around the nozzles of those quick link balloons and twist 2 of those together to secure it in place. On top of this, I'm going to add our larger balloons. So our 8-inch and our 9-inch balloons I've already tied together just like we did the base, only without the water weight. And I've already secured my green 5 inches to this, but in hindsight, I would actually wait on that and then secure the quick link directly to the yellow balloons, and then slide the lime green quad around it, and that will make everything nice and snug, whereas I really struggled to tie these tightly. So go ahead and add those green balloons after you've tied the quick link to the yellow balloons. Finally, we can add our foil topper, and I'm going to take the ends of those 260s that we secured to the nozzle of that foil, and I'm just going to pull it snug and wrap it in and out of some of those orange balloons in a figure 8 pattern using both ends of the 260Q, and that's going to secure our foil right to the top of that centerpiece. Now you can see that the nozzle of that foil sticks out pretty far, so here comes our little cloud that we made, and I'm just going to take 2 of those balloons and put it on either side of the nozzle and twist those together to secure it in place, and then I'm just going to play with those balloons until I'm happy that it looks nice and cloud-like. I hope you were inspired by today's project and learned something new. There's all kinds of different balloons out there, and especially these link balloons give you lots of options when it comes to designing your own balloon creations. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button and subscribe below. I'd love to have you join my creative community as I do all kinds of event and party setups and balloon tutorials and all things party. So until the next time, you can check out some of these videos over here, and remember, stay creative!